Oshenko, the rookie from Michigan State, left foots the ball. One hopper downfield, and here comes Willie Drury. Breaks it across the 30, and he's out close to the 34-yard line. So a lot of talent in the offensive line. Some people banged up. Oilers could explode at that area, though, before long. Right now, Oliver Luck goes first and 10 and hands off and running hard with the ball. Here's Mike Ruggiero, surprise starter. The former Heisman Trophy winner from Nebraska moves it out, and the free safety for the Chargers, Jeffrey Dale, a rookie, knocked him down. San Diego across the defensive front has its leading sacker Lee Williams at one end. Earl Wilson is the other. Chuck Ian is the nose tackle. Linebackers Lyndon King, Mike Green, leading tackler Billy Ray Smith, and the veteran Woodrow Lowe. Two rookies start in the Chargers secondary. John Hendy at left corner, Jeffrey Dale at safety. First down carry by Rozier as Oliver Luck hands off again, and once again they go to the draw play. This time Moriarty takes it ahead for a gain of about 3. Steelers had it 2/3 of the time in blowing out the Oilers last week. On second down and a long 6, Oliver Luck gets some time and it runs out. Looping the ball down the sidelines, and Tim Smith almost had it. Down at the 21-yard line. They had the ball yet, though, now, as the Oilers on this opening drive have a 3rd down and 7. Got Smith going in motion. Oliver Luck gets some time. Now he runs out of it. Ball lofted downfield. And it's caught by Smith. There's a penalty marker down against the Chargers. There's also a holding call against Houston, I believe. For him, no one could come in. Oliver Luck now at the 3rd and 7 call again. Ball position, 47-yard line of Houston. A blitz, and they get Luck, free ball. Oilers get it back at their 40, but they'll have to punt the ball. Earl Wilson came through, number 93, first-year player from Kentucky. It's a wobbler and takes a big hop for the Oilers, rolling all the way down inside the 5, and the ball's going to be down inside the 3. The Chargers, you don't know what they're going to do. And Fouts has been known to get himself out of jail by going to a tight end early down in his own area. First and 10, and Dan Fouts not shy, putting up from his end zone, throwing downfield. It's incomplete to Chandler. James and Tim Spencer, the former Ohio State Buckeye. Starting in the backfield, Charlie Joyner and Wes Chandler will be the wide receivers. Kellen Winslow, the tight end, although much of the time the Chargers will go with 2. Offensive line of Lachey, White, Masick, McKnight, and Clapham. Dan Fouts and the Chargers in a scoreless game with their first possession in the first quarter, 2nd down and 10. Fouts gets some time, swings it out to Anderson, and Gary Anderson breaks it ahead, and he's got a first down for San Diego. Thought that Anderson was out of bounds before he got to the first down, so it's 3rd and 2, and they go to the run. Little Train James gets across the 15-yard line, would be a free ball. And the Oilers think they have it inside the San Diego 20. Lionel James got enough for the first down, but he lost the ball, and Houston takes over.
It's a chance-taking defense that's designed by Jerry Glanville. Let's see, ball punched out by Brian Soche and recovered by Bostic. Watch 72, puts his arm right in there. And there's a scramble for the ball, but the Houston Oilers have it.
Soche, as you saw, poked right at the ball and got it away. So the first big break of the game goes to the Oilers. They go 1st and 10 from inside the Charger 20. No score, first quarter. Oliver Luck to Larry Moriarty, and the Chargers knock him down at about the 17-yard line. On 2nd and 8, there's a blitz by Lowe, but he wisely does Oliver Luck get the ball away. San Diego Charger 20-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 8 at about the 16. 3 wide receivers in the game. Luck goes to Moriarty, and Larry Moriarty, a power back from Notre Dame, goes in standing up. And the Oilers are on the board with a 6-0 lead. This is on to try to point after, and as you see, he's got that up and through. And with 11:29 to play in the first quarter, the Houston Oilers take a 7-0 lead. We'll be back with the Oilers kickoff after the shoe on. He drives Little Train 8 yards deep, and he won't bring it out. Last time on that running touchdown of the year. Here is a handoff now, and going with the ball is Buford McGee for the Chargers. He keeps working, gets out across the 20 and to about the 24-yard line. New Orleans and Minnesota now tied 7-7. Handoff. Here comes Little Train James, and he breaks it across the 30 and the 40, and Little Train is all the way out to the 43-yard line.
To keep the defense honest. Good pull by Ed White out in front. This guy was thought by most people in the NFL too small to play, and he is about to break the all-time record for total yards. That's offensive yards, rushing, receiving, kickoff return, punt returns in a season at 5'6", 170.
Record set 10 years ago by Terry Metcalf, then of the St. Louis Cardinals, now retired. Dan Fouts on first down throws to Little Train, and he's ahead for yet another San Diego first down across midfield. He's to the 45-yard line of Houston. Is the number 1. Craig of San Francisco is tied with him. He goes tomorrow night. Now Fouts throws, man wide open. That's Kellen Winslow, and he's down to the 26-yard line. Some coach says after looking at films of Fouts, he's never played better than he has recently. Although he didn't think he had that good a game last week at Denver, Fouts didn't think so. Here is Chandler moving the ball inside, and he's down to about the 18-yard line. A pickup about 8 on first down. Right now on second down and 2, the Chargers mounting a challenge. They trail 7-0. Tim Spencer, a strong back out of the U.S. Football League, stopping the run. As you pointed out, Trump, they grade out 27th in the NFL against the run. Pitch back. Spencer looks for a block. Not much there. And here's a penalty marker coming in after the play. Jesse Baker, 75, and Ray Childress, the other defensive end, will combine down the stop. Now we have a moment on the field. Let's go to Ahmad Rashad at NFL 85. Ahmad.
All right, Don, in Buffalo.
Chargers are still confident they can win their last 5 and get in to the playoffs. Penalty markers down all over as the play. Consecutive penalties make it 1st and 25 for San Diego. Houston leads 7-0 in the first quarter. Fouts looks, going long. Joyner's out there. The ex-Oiler has the ball and loses it at the 1-yard line.
Look back at the quarterback. Yes, coincidental contact. No matter what happens there. Charlie from Houston. He's 3 catches from 700.
All-time leader. Dan Fouts says he's going to retire when we let him. 17th year. Now Fouts with a 2nd and 25 play call from the 30-yard line.
That's on Winslow. He jumped off sides there.
Chargers, of course, the leader, as you see. Oilers have been down a team in the Astrodome. End off. Anderson is stuck right at the 35-yard line as he went on a delayed draw, and Jeff Donaldson, an extra defensive back, came up and hit and head on. No
showing blitz. Houston is.
Lots of people up on that line of scrimmage. Dan Fouts might have a free play here, going with a long ball down to Trumaine Johnson, and it's incomplete at the goal line after almost being intercepted. Third down. Here's Dan Fouts against a blitz. They give him some time. Look at that throw, but it's too high, and it was almost intercepted by Eason, the free safety. 48-yard attempt. He can hit it that far, no problem, but he hasn't been doing it lately. This time he shoots one up, and he doesn't get there.
Short.
So Bob Thomas comes up empty for the Chargers, and then 7-0 have the ball back. 1st and 10 at their 30. Out of the luck, hands off. Butch Woolfolk breaks it for the moment, gets ahead for a gain of about 4 yards, although they've not really had an outstanding runner this year and has caught a lot of balls. Now Oliver Luck play fake, and he can run as you see him sprint out and deliver the pass, but it's incomplete. Very nearly caught and fumbled out at the 45-yard line. Third down and 6 to go for Houston. Oilers lead the game 7-0. Oliver Luck loops one out. Butch Woolfolk is ahead for a Houston first down by the Giants back in '82. Oliver Luck on first down loops it out and swings it out again to Woolfolk. He eludes tacklers and he can go. But he's run down by rookie John Hendy before breaking at the distance. John Hendy down catches. Woolfolk takes the ball on 2nd and 3 and gets very close to a first down. This game 7-0. Oliver Luck breaks it and gets ahead for a first. How did they get a first down? Drive on late in the first quarter. Oilers in the lead 7-0. Markers down again. Oliver Luck on 1st and 15 lets her go long, and the ball is almost intercepted. Nice coverage by the Oilers. They were going 2nd and 15. There's a throw to tight end Jamie Williams, and the Chargers tackling poorly, let him get away for a big gain and a first down to the 28-yard line. Oilers are in the lead 7-0. 1:34 to play first quarter. Another throw and a catch. Free ball, and the San Diego Chargers have the football. No, the Oilers get it back. Tim Smith came up with it.
That's a nice catch, a nice throw. Smith at the right place at the right time. Hey, it's just a 16, 17-yard pickup. Let's go on. Big
Dan
deal.
Coryell glaring at his team. The Chargers have looked at this point, up to this point, less than inspired. As with 55 seconds to play in the first quarter and the clock running, the Oilers in the lead over the favored Chargers, 7-0 and challenging for another. Oliver Luck loops it out. Tim Smith gets the ball. And he is down inside the 10-yard line on a first down play. He got it at the 10-yard line of San Diego. Oliver Luck against the blitz. So quick he eludes it again. Dumps it off to Woolfolk. 7-yard line of San Diego. Houston with Rozier and Moriarty. Quick timing pattern as they go to the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Oilers to Drew Hill. And all of a sudden, the underdog Oilers have broken the game open. They lead it 13-0.
I think 2 games separate.
Gary Anderson, who took one the distance last week at Denver, tries to bring it back. Anderson breaks it across the 30 and out to the 40-yard line. A 40-yard return. Right now, it's 1st and 10 for the Chargers, who need some big plays despite it being late in the first quarter. There's one as they get it across midfield and down to the 47-yard line. Linebacker John Grimsley was victimized as Kellen Winslow looked sharp, catching his second pass of the day. 14-0 lead. Right now, Dan Fouts and the Chargers go to the run, and here's Anderson with that great ability to make the stutter step and the accelerating move. We'll have more after this play is on 2nd down and 8. Dan Fouts gets his man Kellen Winslow. Moving down inside the 40 and down to about the 39-yard line. Short yardage. Into the middle goes Spencer, and it looks like that second push might have gotten him there. In the 3rd round. Pitch back. Gary Anderson puts moves on. He's got a lot, and he's down to the 32-yard line, and the Oilers did well to keep him from even a bigger gain.
Trailing 14-0 right now in the second quarter. They got to get it together here in a hurry.
They do. Down 14-0 to a young team that's confidence is way up. Oilers with that 14-0 lead. Now markers. Dan Fouts eludes the sack, but throws a perfect strike to the wrong side. Bo Eason, the free safety for the Oilers, is right there to intercept. And so the Charger drive is stopped again.
8 time off the clock.
Well, they're going to throw it. Out they go to Woolfolk. They have a screen set up. There's also a penalty marker down in the backfield.
Woolfolk is the screen man, so he's free. Luck's got to read him, got to get rid of it.
Oh, come with the head.
Yeah, that's a shot to the head. That's 15 yards on top of the pickup. Going all Houston's way right now.
So the Oilers now advance on the penalty assessment against San Diego, and they have the ball down. Oliver Luck hands off, and Rozier darts ahead on first down. He's to the Charger 40. Now to Houston Oilers. He's made some stops. 2nd and 6. Loop ball. Man is open, and it's caught at the 22-yard line.
No catch.
No, it's incomplete as Tim Smith is separated from the ball. Coming up to nail him was Gil Bird, the 3rd-year strong safety from San Jose State.
That is a tough catch to make. Bird is the safety on the inside. Watch him come from inside. Smith's got to stretch back for it. Ball bounces loose, and I tell you what, I think I'd give him the catch on that. I really would.
Tim Smith coming into this game had only 21 catches this season. Last year he had 69 for almost 1,200 yards. The season before that he caught 83. So they've got to get Tim Smith back in the offense to get this team moving, and they're trying to today. Oliver Luck on 3rd and 6. Stands in and drills. It is incomplete, and so it'll be 4th down for the Oilers. Remember, his first punt was a 56-yarder that pinned the Chargers way back in their own end. He hits this one out of bounds inside the 20 at the 15-yard line.
He's not played this first half very smart. Let's see what the call is going to be.
I'll tell you one thing, the referee's getting a lot of airtime today. A lot of calls, a lot of flags. 11:26 to play in the first half, and the San Diego Chargers find themselves down 14-0 to Houston. Oilers 7-0.
Number 27 on a San Diego tripping 10-yard penalty in the spot.
Ronnie O'Bard is called for tripping.
So there's the trip. Good call by the officials.
Very nice trip if he got away with it. We'll be back right after this.
2 turnovers.
It's been expensive, and the Oilers, an underdog, have a 14-0 lead. Dan Fouts gets the time he needs, but he can't make the connection with Wes Chandler at the 20. He's completed 6 for 64 yards, and he'll be throwing right now. Pump faking, takes a look. He's got Kellen Winslow, and he's out to the 32-yard line. So the big guy is starting to get back in form as Kellen Winslow catches one for a 24-yard gain on a Charger first down.
It's a pump fake outside. That's an outstanding catch by Winslow. And then Eason hits him right in the helmet. Got up. Phone was ringing.
Great second look. Our producer today for NBC Sports is Larry Cirillo. Our director, Steve Cimino. We have 10:45 to play in the first half, and the Chargers are down 14-0.
Here comes the pitch. Yep.
Fake the pitch, and he's going long, and Little Train tries, and he can't get it. The ball is intercepted again by Bo Eason. So Bo Eason has 2 today to stop Charger drives. So the Oilers have it again at their 40-yard line, and Oliver Luck looks to get some on first down. Going deep, and he's got a man open. His tight end, Jamie Williams, is all the way down to the Charger 32-yard line. Him out another scoring challenge. Luck feels good about that right arm, going for the end zone. Drew Hill is open, but he can't get to the ball. You remember he was in the end zone with it not that long ago for the Oilers' second touchdown. Play in the first half. Draw play to Moriarty, and he takes it ahead inside the 30. Second down and 10 carry, nets about 4. Down now. It's going to be 6 yards to go for the first down for the Oilers. Ball inside the Charger 30. Big rush. A blitz is coming. Oliver Luck gets it away. And the defense is real good, although it didn't look too much like the defender. Wayne Davis was looking back at the ball when he ran into Herky Walls. Dear player. Snap and sit down are good. The kick is on the way, and he's got it. A great play by Lee Johnson. Bad snap, and he got it down. Spun it. The laces were right, and so was the kick. And all of a sudden, Lee. Long hit downfield by Johnson, and Anderson won't bring it up.
One of the things
here's a throw downfield, and Anderson gets it out across the 25-yard line. Another penalty marker goes down.
Foul, 21 defense, 15-yard penalty, and a first down.
San Diego Chargers, nothing going on. Flag against Houston for a hit to the head on Dan Fouts. And Bo Eason actually hit Gary Anderson. Forearm shiver is now illegal in the NFL.
Trying to get the Charger offense cranked up and rolling. They're down 17-0 are the Chargers. First and 10. Fouts throwing to Severs, and he's ahead for a San Diego first down. 7:42 to play in the first half here at Houston. To the draw they go. Little Train gets some, and he busts inside the 35-yard line. Schrader leading the Redskins to victory over the Giants, and now getting the start the rest of the way with Theismann out. Long ball downfield. Man is there, and screened away from it was Chandler. Chargers trying hard just to get out the Schneid and get on the board. They're down 17-0 to Houston. Power run, not much on it, but perhaps enough for the first down. Buford McGee gets the call. So NFL 85 underway at 12 noon that day when the Lions go against the New York Jets. Here's a throw to Chandler. He loses the ball. It's up there for grabs, and let's see who's got it. Looks like the Oilers again. And this inept showing so far by the Chargers.
What happens to Chandler here? And running sideways, you can see that Mike Stinsrud gets his hand in there, knocks the ball loose. And then it looks like Robert Abraham on the recovery. 4th turnover by the Chargers, and as I said, they get down inside the 30 and things kind of go haywire. Oilers ball again, built on that 17-0 lead.
4 turnovers. You point out, Trump, in the first half, and Houston has it again. Play with former Outland winner from Nebraska. Pitch back. It is. No, they fake the reverse, and Butch Wilfo keeps it. And the Chargers stay at home, hold position. Mike Green, 58, came now for Houston from the 45-yard line of the Oilers. Good defensive play. Coming up to break it up was Gil Bird.
When he reaches back, see, it hits his hands first, and Bird can't catch it. That's a good job by Woolfolk. And also, very close to a big play by Gilbert. They need a big play right now.
Trump, as you were saying, the Chargers have to get something in the end zone to come out in the second half with something to build on. They're down 17-0 San Diego with 4:39 to play in the first half.
Looks like they're trying to block this punt for a big play.
10 men are up. They're coming with an all-out rush. Lee Johnson hits a high spiral. Fair catch signal for, and then Lionel
is holding before the kick. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's a first down.
Holding before the kick. So it's an automatic first down for the Houston Oilers, and Don, as I said.
Zach. And not for a while as Oliver Luck on first down throws and makes a connection. Free ball. And the Chargers have this one at midfield. Well, they get their first break of the day, their first turnover. After coughing it up 4 times, twice on interceptions, twice on fumbles to Houston, the Chargers get the ball back, and so really the penalty was to their benefit as it turned out.
Billy Ray Smith comes up with the football, Don. It's a tough catch for Moriarty. Just as he turns around, people are right there on him. Lyndon King and also Billy Ray Smith will end up with this football.
So Dan Fouts needs a big play. Wes Chandler on the right flank. Here's Charlie Joyner coming in motion. Anderson never got time to turn the corner. Now Dan Fouts throwing on second and long, home run ball. Anderson's out there, so as the defense. Anderson was fouled. It'll be first down for San Diego at the 21-yard line of Houston.
Coverage. Anderson has the better foot speed of the two. When he looks back, Bostic realizes his speed, can't look up. That's a very clear-cut case of pass interference.
3:40 to go now in the first half. The Chargers trail 17-0. Dan Fouts gets time, but not for long as the ball is free. Almost coming forward. We'll see if they ruled it a pass attempt. No, they don't. The call is a fumble. Childress hit him. Now for Houston. Ball just across the Oiler 25-yard line. Rozier looks to turn upfield. Another penalty marker comes in. Vancouver against Hamilton. Playing in Montreal. Here's a handoff, and Rozier turns the corner. A good defensive play made. Coming across was Gilbert. He's been... Now it's going to be second down and 10 as you see the game clock winding down. It's down to 2:25 in the first half. Woodrow Lowe puts a blitz on. Here's an interception by John Hendy. Both arms on the ball. He works his way all the way back to the 10-yard line. So the Chargers, after giving it up 5 times on turnovers, now get it back twice, and there's an all-out brawl. Moriarty is swinging in there.
That's all the way over on the other side of the field.
Moving with Big Cat Williams, Lee Williams.
Those will be offsetting penalties, so I think San Diego will have the ball obviously in its best field position. Looked like Kellen Winslow against Robinson against Moriarty there.
Moriarty's phenomenally strong. He bench presses over 500 pounds.
Interception, offset him. San Diego's ball with the interception.
Offsetting penalties. San Diego ball.
Not again. So now on the turnover, the Chargers have the ball 10-yard line of Houston. First and goal from the 10.
What is that? 7 turnovers in this first half?
7 turnovers in the first half. And Dan Fouts takes a look, swings it out. That's Gary Anderson. Rocketing in. He's down to the 2-yard line. Punch it in as Dan Fouts takes the drop from the 2. Swing to Anderson, and a quick move. He dives down to the goal line. They say no, he's not in. Chargers are signaling touchdown, but that doesn't count.
We also got a flag on the field. It's a good swing pass by Fouts. Watch the way he kind of throws a little sidearm here to get it out to him. And then that long jump into the end zone. That is great leg strength. I don't think he's in the end zone.
That's a good call. He was right there.
But there's also a flag down. Personal foul, Houston.
That'll cost them an inch.
Very good. I like that one. The penalty was on Mike Stinsrud. Half the distance to the goal for a personal foul.
Game. Winslow lines to the left. Seaver to the right. Full house backfield. Handoff. Crash down close, but no touchdown signal yet. Now they give it. So the Chargers are on the board for the first time. Tim Spencer didn't get much, but he did get the needed 3 inches for a touchdown. And so it's a 17-6 game with 1:47 to play in the first half.
And that is an unbelievably important turnover and resulting touchdown. Chargers have done very little right in this first half. But scoring with 1 minute and 47 seconds left, and of course they get the ball to start the second half as poorly as they played. 5 turnovers, still in the game.
Bob Thomas on the field to try the point after, which he gets, and so it's a 17-7 game with 1:47 to play. So finally hit it hard. Moshenko can really drill it, and that won't come out. Good hands by Herky Wall. Butch Woolfolk, Houston Astrodome, 1:34 to play in the first half. Oilers have a 17-7 lead as Rozier turns the corner. Gets a first down and more as he is out now across the 30-yard line and out close to the 35. Right now it's 17-17. All the scores and stories coming up on NFL 85 at halftime. Oliver Luck with 1:22 to play, and look at him go. Oliver Luck has the first down and more and bounces up. Lyndon King gave him the full shot. 13 yards. There's his 23rd throw and another completion. Wolf out. Has not started since the final game of the '83 season. Oliver Luck. Free ball and underhand completion that goes as a pass reception. Butch Woolfolk protects the ball. He got to the line of scrimmage. It was exciting, but it gained nothing.
That got the fans out of their seats. That ball just
field, although the Chargers aren't looking at it. Kept their men back and they let Johnson boom it. Takes the roll. And it's going to go out of bounds at about the 7, and that's going to do it. Mary here. Now starting up again. That's it. And that will do it for the first half. So some surprising numbers on the board. The Houston Oilers jumping out to a 14-0 first quarter lead. And Anderson gets out to the 22-yard line and a penalty marker comes in. It's going to go apparently against San Diego. He's not acclimated with the rules.
Well, you see the time of possession for the Houston Oilers. And 3 of 4 games that they've led at half this year, the Oilers have won. The turnovers are the big factor in the ball game to this point.
So the Chargers, as they've done all game long, start out deep in their own end. They've not had field position, save that one turnover, which they turned into the only touchdown they've scored. First down and 10, they go to the run. This was the game plan of the Chargers when Kowalski's in there now. Dan Fouts on 2nd and 8 throws a strike, and he's got Eric Severs, who's out close for a first down. Looks like he's got one. Now they stack wide receivers to the near side. Throwing a curve at the defense. Wes Chandler and Charlie Joyner. Now Joyner breaks off. Fouts takes a look and again goes up the middle to his tight end. This time it's Kellen Winslow, and he's ahead for a gain of 14 yards and another Charger first down. Now first down and 10 as the Chargers move it out. Fouts long again. This time he's looking at Little Train James, who comes back at the ball and caught it. He's going to go the distance. He stayed in bounds.
Unbelievable.
It was truly unbelievable, yet that little man is unbelievable game after game. We're going to have to talk to Pete Elliott and those guys in Canton about an early acceptance of the Hall of Fame.
67 yards.
The man is the greatest.
They get linebacker coverage. Robert Lyles.
Look at this man.
Robert Lyles is a good 5 inches taller. Watch James go up for the football.
Look at this
Jump
man.
ball. He stays inbound. Easton misses the tackle. That's an easy 67-yard touchdown, just like that. What they run? 3 plays?
That's about all.
3 plays.
2 to tight ends and 1 to Little Train. Well, I told you, if in doubt, get it to Little Train.
As many times as you can.
And the Chargers are right back in the game now early in the third quarter. The extra point on the way in good by Bob Thomas, and all of a sudden it is a 17-14 game. At one point Houston had a 17-0 lead. A 67-yard scoring play, and now they kick it off, trailing by 3. The Chargers down 17-14 to Houston. The Oilers elect not to bring it out. Herky Walls downs the ball. So Houston gets the ball for the first time in the second half.
Now watch what happens. They run James out of the backfield in motion, linebacker coverage, and even though James is lined up as a running back. He's a wide receiver. He makes the catch. The official goes down. James stays in bounds. The longest touchdown reception for the San Diego Chargers in 1985.
So the Chargers are right back in the game. They were down 17-0 to the underdog Oilers in the first half, but now San Diego trails 17-14. Let's see what Oliver Luck and the Oilers can do. Swing to Butch Woolfolk, and he's going to be out of bounds at about the 20. Got very little. We pause now for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
KCST-TV, San Diego.
By the Chargers, who turned it over 5 times in the first half. Now the Chargers have come right back in the game. A second down play, and there's no gain for the moment. Right now, the Houston Oilers have 3rd down and 11 coming up. Chargers putting the heat on. Oliver Luck loops one downfield, and Tim Smith has the ball for a first down.
Yes, they possibly can. Hugh Campbell likes that call.
Yeah, he'll go back to that if he can. First down and 10 now for the Oilers. Oliver Luck goes on a draw play to Moriarty, who takes it ahead, wins, and the people are happy. Any way you can do it. Oilers meeting on badly after being beaten badly the past 2 weeks, once by Buffalo. Here's a swing pass, and Jamie Williams, the tight end, takes. Mike Rozier thunders inside the 35-yard line. And 6 coming up for the Oilers. Oliver Luck looking deep. He's going downfield, and the ball is lost at the 10-yard line by Drew Hill, who's been in the end zone once today with a reception. John Hendy was covering on the play.
Both teams.
Earlier in the game, they led the Chargers 17-0.
Blitz.
He eludes it, lets it go deep, and it's incomplete at the 5-yard line.
And played so hard, and extremely proud of the way